Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, so now welcome to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Colin Smith Brooks, and this is the day 90 out of 90 after 90 days to change my life. This was supposed to come out a long time ago because this is way past 90 days, but you know, things didn't work out. As in, a lot of things happened during the last I think day 86 or so until now. You know. So let's get into it. So day 90 of 90. What have happened? What is the conclusion? So boom. First thing I got my TRN, TRN that I said I didn't get. I didn't have to go to the doctor's office to get. And yeah, my reframing mindset podcast plays now has 1,497 views. No, so it's close to 1,500 plays. Yes, so yeah, that's a significant jump since day 90 from day one. Um, I had 9 interviews up from 9 different people, nine different walks of life, and now after this episode is up, next episode will be 8 upcoming interviews that I've done. Yeah, and it could have been more, but I guess scheduling error and then plus the fact that internet wasn't consistent and all kind of problems came up. So the rest of people that I was considering, we didn't get to schedule it in time. But depending on how these next 8 interview goes, I may actually try to reschedule those others one that I considered, It just depending on how things works out. So and those, yeah. So I didn't get any sponsorship for any external sponsorship other than the one that Anchor, as I never really went out to seek any. As I'm still, while I still kind of like the method that I'm using, I still can't find don't know the right people to go to ask, okay, would you like to sponsor this episode? I'm still, yeah. So the ad slot is there, but I just can't really tell who I would go for to ask to be a sponsor. Yeah. So the next thing is I didn't get to buy the TV, but I got to buy the Android box. Yeah. So it's there, so that's one cost, and it's the Android box is one another example of the internal investment term that I mentioned before, that you know I purchased it one time and I don't really have to worry about purchasing it again. Yes, so it's just there for a very long period of time, and the Android box is just another example of that as well. And it's also because the Android box is so lightweight, it it consumes a lot less energy than some other alternative, maybe like cable or something like that, and it provides more. So it's a very good internal investment. Mhm. I upload the snippets of each of these episodes. Remember the 1 minute trailer to each episode, which I mentioned. I upload all of it to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I haven't really got much views on it from YouTube, but it's there. I know one of my previous guests, which was Danaski Pasta, is now working on a gaming channel intro. So maybe soon I'll be actually working on the gaming let's plays, which I mentioned, which was one of the planning and executing to start put on my YouTube channel. And I have a software that I actually got, and I kind of tested it, and it kind of worked, but I haven't really fully tested it yet to see if it's ready. Actually can do the job, but once I got the intro and um everything, I can actually start testing it out. But maybe not now because right now I'm not in the perfect scenario as yet, and you'll soon find out why. Yeah. So streaming, as for streaming, gaming streaming, the Twitch page and everything has been set up. But after a few days of streaming, um, I decided to stop as the electricity cost and time investment isn't worth the time at the moment. And it takes sometimes an effort to turn the streaming into a profit. So it's just me. Uh, if I actually did it, it was just me just basically going playing and just playing and talking to myself for a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to be a stream audience, and what it would just be just me just running up the electricity costs. Yeah. So it never really made sense at the time. I had to, yeah. But I might come back around it soon. Mhm. But the infrastructure is there for me to play. So all all I would have to do is just basically when I'm ready, I just say, okay, let me just go on and just press play, press start recording, and then start streaming, and then it's up. Mhm. I got the gym membership. So I actually got the gym membership and went to the gym for about 2 weeks. But the fare cost actually increased from 100 to 150 due to it being raised by the government. And then the government decided to do a lot of lockdowns and no movement days. So from those 2 weeks, I haven't really got to go back to the gym. And because of that, I never really did lose any weight. I actually weigh 225 now. So I may have actually gained weight. But I think, in my opinion, I think the the weight is distributed better now, and I think that's due to the cardio that I've been doing at the gym at those times. Yeah, so it's not that I've lose weight, but maybe the weight has been distributed better. So I guess when this lockdown and corona thing is finally over, maybe one more month at the gym can actually um bring me back to where I would want to be. Yes. So my podcast ad revenue has now went up to $27.11, and that's from $9 at the start of the 90 days. And I've really looked at building the website during those 90 days. I actually said I was going to do it, but I never really got around to actually doing it. So that's something that I never really got to do. Right now have two over the period of 90 days, after 90 days, I got two podcast supporters, which are two people that don't they consistently um money and once per month to through the anchor.fm slash CSSB slash support. So I actually got two supporters that donated money through there. And I actually thank them. I guess I could mention her name. It was one of my previous guests, O'Shane Panton. Yes, he was one of the first people that I interviewed, and he became a supporter in now, and someone else. So the next thing is, while I hated going to the therapist initially, the new therapist that I've been going to recently, have been a very great experience. You know, while talking to her, it was more free. As I never really had to censor my speech and just basically be my true, raw, authentic self to her. And she can actually understand and keep up with the conversation. So that was truly one of the greatest unexpected events. Having someone that can truly understand the level of my thought process. No matter how grandiose or big I think, because I'm a big, very big thinker, and the way I talk is you have to can really keep up with what I'm saying to actually. Because if you look at the things that I have in my plan in execution, you see the car that I wanted to get is around 10 million. But not only that, with the 10 million, I also had the plan to okay, so fix the road so that it actually yeah. So you see how so if you actually listen to the podcast, you kind of see how I think. Um I think everything through when making a purchase. So everything that I've purchased, it solves it solves multiple things at once. For example, the Bluetooth speaker. The Bluetooth speaker allowed me um to get sound through the monitor, which didn't really have any sound, and plus the Bluetooth speaker use a lot less electricity. So yeah, that's um so it's two for one. And speaking about electricity, the this month electricity bill was $2,800, and that's coming from $64,000. So I bring down the cost of the light bill. I yeah, I me and the person who lives here, which is my uncle, brought it down from 64,000 to this month $2,800. And I didn't really sacrifice anything. I still use the PC to record the podcast episode with the mic and stuff. And I still watch things using my computer and stuff like that. So I never really sacrificed anything, but it's due to all the alternative investments that I've made that basically made um made the I use a lot less electricity doing the same exact thing. Mhm. Yes. So the next thing is I took the COVID vaccine, the first dose, and I'm going to take the second one September 30. So by the time that I this episode comes out, I would actually have taken the second dose of the vaccine. Yes. So and the last well no, not the last one, but I almost moved out of my uncle's place. I found a place to rent, but at the last minute the person cancelled. So basically, right now I'm still at my uncle's place, and because I packed up my clothes and things in the room. Right now, my room is just basically a mess. It's basically not what it was, and it's kind of frustrating. Yeah. Um, I haven't done much room home improvement at the place that I'm now at my uncle's place. I just basically kind of don't downgrade my cost of living. That was basically the improvement. So all the internal investments, so the fan, the Bluetooth speaker, and everything else, Android box and stuff, was me just downgrading my cost of living so that it doesn't really cost much electricity to basically do what I usually do, watch TV and stuff like that. And I still working towards the car as I have my driver license and thing, but 10 million doesn't really come easy, still working towards that. Yes. And I for the podcast ad revenue, I actually done two successful payouts that are in the bank account, you know, and that's two successful times that I actually do it. So it's actually there's all right now all the podcast needs to do is just get more listeners and more time people listening, more ad revenue is generated, and then when it reaches $10 now, I just press the cash out button and it just cash out into the bank account now. So that's good. So the only thing that separate me and this podcast being consistently revenue generating is getting more people to donate through the support anchor.fm/CSSP/support and people listening. Yeah. I had to buy a new phone because the other phone that I had, the charging ports kind of stopped working and stuff like that. Yes. But right now, the new phone, being it new and better and all, I think it could actually do better in recording the next set of interviews if I actually plan on doing it. And the internet right now has become more consistent. It hasn't really been going away that often as usual as when I just started. So it's been more consistent. So I think if I actually went out to actually do the interviews, the rest of the interviews now, it would actually be better. Yeah. So that's my overall what I've actually done throughout that from the day one up to the 90 days now. And yeah, that's it. And that's just a basic summary I give. So what you could do is basically listen from that first episode and then see consistently up until now. And then you would actually see what it took for me to actually get what I've done then to where I'm at now. And you'll see the problems that actually occurred and what I actually overcome and stuff like that. And some actual more things that I actually can speak about is one of the period, the light actually went out for like 3 days and stuff like that. And I had to call JPS, which is our light service, to basically come fix it because after Grace, the tropical storm that came, the the light went out and it hit the line, the line, and we didn't know. We didn't know. So when what we thought was the light chipped out, like usually when storm comes, the light goes away. But with our thing, the light actually got chipped out and did it. So when everybody like came back, ours did came back. So we had to actually call JPS, and then after that, my uncle had to use the solar panel that he actually made, but it never really ran the whole house. So all I had was basically one plug that I could use, and I had to just run all the importance of the internet, my computer, and the fan, and that one plug. So for like a week or so, that was all I had. So it was a lot of things that actually went on during those 90 days. But now I'm here, and after this episode would be the 8 interviews that I said that that are going to come out. So without that being said, thanks for listening. I look forward for the next episode. Mhm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Most like me love music same way. So I used to beat the benches in class. I have a group of women in class we usually just beat the bench and sing and ting. So um in grade 5 now, grade 6, I believe I started playing the keyboard in church, really. And that is where it started from there. And then going to high school now, because I didn't want to go carnival. Because carnival they quote unquote cool. So me did think. When my mother said, nah man, Herbert Marsh you forgot because a boy and girl school and she have band. When she said band now, the music program now, my skin catch a fire. So I say, alright, cool. Herbert Marsh, so me I go. So the band was the primary reason why I chose Herbert Marsh as my first choice.
All right.